Have you heard of the name the trait philosophical tool in vegan argumentation? So what vegans essentially purport is there's no morally relevant trait difference between humans and animals such that would justify protecting one and then sending the other into gas chambers to eat their flesh, right? So I guess what I'd ask you is, what is it that's true of animals that, if true of a human, would cause you...
Half an hour ago.
Hold on, I haven't finished the question. What is it that, what is it that's true of animals that, if true of a human, would cause you to say that it was justified to stab a human in the throat for a burger?
You yourself admitted not half an hour ago that there is scales, that there was a scale of sentience.
Yep.
That's my favourite shrimp. It's lower on that scale than a cat.
Okay, well...
And I promise not to mention shrimp. Well, no, I can't. So you admitted there is a scale.
There is.
There is an order.
Yeah, and you can name this as a trait.
Clearly humans who are going to be at the upper end of that scale.
Okay, and you can name this as a trait if you want.
And you
Okay.
And you can say me drawing the line immediately underneath a human is a random position to draw that line, and I guess you could make that argument.
Sure. So
our scale of consciousness is higher than the scale of consciousness of a cow and certainly of a shrimp.
Okay, so
it's the trait that I'm...
Okay, so if a human...
of consciousness.
Okay, but that means... So you're saying if a human has the consciousness of a cow, that makes it justifiable...
If the cow had the level of consciousness of a human,
okay,
then that might be...
Are you want to commit to that position? If a human has the consciousness of a cow...
I'm not committing.
Well, I would say because you know it would...
argument towards your position and away from my position.
Right, so here's the thing, if we try...
These things aren't absolute, aren't they?
Yeah, so
well, I don't think you agree with that. I think you think they are absolute.
No, I think there's nuance in things. But look, yeah, if a human has the consciousness of a cow, I would still consider that wrong to stab them for a burger, would you not?
I would tend to more agree with you than my current position.
But then why stab a cow to death for a burger?
Because it's less conscious.
Oh, well, hold on, that's a contradiction.
But you know, come on, be honest. You just said, if I realised or discovered, or if we discovered that a cow had precisely the same level of advancement when it comes to consciousness,
yep,
I would be much less likely to kill it to eat a burger.
Yeah,
that's what we would agree.
And if it, but the point is,
get a gotcha moment.
No, I did the name the trait question, and I said, what is it that's true of animals?
Degrees of consciousness.
That if true of a human would cause you to say it was justifiable. Okay, so you're saying it is justifiable to kill a human who has the consciousness of a cow?
Just because you can use an argument in one direction does not necessarily mean you can use it in
okay, but then you... Are you admitting that's the trait or not?
Then you're going to make the silly argument that a 1-day-old baby could be murdered to be eaten, but a 20-year-old...
Well, this might be an entailment of your position.
Is potential to be highly conscious.
Okay, so if we take a human...
Disease and illness does not undo that potential.
Okay, so we've got a human who's the consciousness of a cow. They will never be more conscious than that, and you will not get a disease from eating them. You're okay with stabbing that human to death?
What you're describing there is someone in a permanent vegetative state. To be honest,
or a mentally disabled person.
I would necessarily argue for keeping someone in a permanent vegetative state if it's absolutely beyond doubt that they're always going to be in that permanent vegetative state. I'm not sure if there is an argument for keeping that person alive, because they would need to be kept artificially.
Or a mentally disabled person.
Well, I'm not sure whether their level of consciousness is significantly different to yours or my level of consciousness.
Oh,
there is a degree of difference, but it's minute compared with a cow.
There are humans
with a
that we give
disabilities. Level of consciousness is significantly higher than a cow's level of consciousness.
No, there are some who aren't. I used to work at a school. There were kids there who couldn't dress themselves. They could only make noises. They couldn't talk. They would just be.
Did they have emotions? Did they show?
Yeah, like animals.
One day, sadness on another.
Yep.
Does a cow do that?
Yeah.
So a cow has a happy morning and a sad morning.
You're denying that cows have emotions.
To the degree that someone with quite a severe learning disability.
Yeah, absolutely. Animals do have complex emotions.
Having a good morning or like a bad morning. Dogs have different moods.
But dogs are actually quite dumb though, aren't they? They're just happy because they're getting fed.
No, but they can also experience sadness or being upset.
I think you can't compare it with even a human with a learning disability.
Absolutely, we're all animals.
Do you seriously think a cow has the same, if not higher level of consciousness than those kids?
It's not all of them, but there are some people
I have-
who have less levels of consciousness than a cow would.
And I suppose we
And
should
they
be
still have
defining
every right to
consciousness, shouldn't we, in
Yeah.
this conversation?
It's absolutely, there are humans born who have an IQ of like 10 forever. When we trait equalise a human and animal, we see that basically our reasons for not giving animals rights is arbitrary. We're saying, well, cows are less intelligent.
We're using at a very higher level of animals in terms of...
No, we're trait equalising them.
Talking about shrimp.
No, we're trait equalising them.
You're right.
Steve, we're trait equalising them. So we're saying a human with the consciousness of a
It's easier
cow.
to equalise an animal that's more advanced and more developed, isn't it, than an animal that's less advanced?
Well, any of the animals you eat. All I'm saying is there's no rational reason to eat the animals that you eat because you would not apply that argument to a human.
If you're in an aeroplane, crash,
That's not our situation.
and there's nothing to eat.
Steve, there's a wagga.
Would you eat your wife
Mate,
if she was the only one?
There's a wagamama's there. There's a pret there. Why are we talking about aeroplane?
Conscious and couldn't consent. Would you eat her to live?
It's not relevant to our situation.
Yeah, because we don't need to eat animals to live.
Yeah, look, why are we even talking about that when as soon as we leave Speaker's Corner right now, there's all these places we can go to.
And in a survival situation, that is a difference. There's a difference if you're in a survival situation. We're not in a survival situation here in the middle of London.
But in that, if you were in that situation, you would have to put this morality or whatever you describe it to a side, wouldn't you? For the sake of survival. I mean, you'd be a bit stupid.
Well, I wouldn't.
You're antinatalist. Maybe.
Are you? Well, I would. I don't think I could
Well,
kill
you're
someone to
suicidal,
survive. No, I'm not suicidal. I don't think I could kill someone to survive. Would I feast on someone's dead body in a plane crash to survive? Sure.
So same
I
with
mean, you see that-
roadkill. You'd
you
be
see
happy
that
to eat
with-
roadkill.
The reason I'm not currently happy to eat roadkill is because I still think it plays in a society where we see animals as commodities. It plays into the idea that they are commodities. So for that, but obviously,
Makes you think they have a soul.
Would-
Do you think animals have a soul?
no, I don't. But I would rather you eat. If you're giving me if I'd rather you eat roadkill than pay for a cow to be stabbed in the throat. Of course, I'd rather you ate roadkill. Of course, I would.
Excellent.
All right.